welcome into Crashing the Boards.
It's about that time.
Crashing the Boards.
You got the right side
Yeah,
up?
I got the right side up. Hey, look, so many things to talk about on this Sunday. I think I want to devote an entire Crashing the Boards here to the Oklahoma State coaching job. Travis Ford's obviously out, and that means Mike Holder's looking for a job. He gave an interview, said a lot of things on Saturday, and kind of gave us some insight to who he's looking at and the things that he's looking forward to. But let's just make it really simple. I think, really good candidates out there potentially to be the next head coach of the Oklahoma State Cowboys. But if you're Mike Holder, what button are you pushing?
Well, there's first two buttons you got to push. You got to call Bill Self, let him say politely, no, I'm good at Kansas. I've won 1 million conference championships. Then you call Greg Marshall. This guy, the job he's done has been incredible. He was great at Winthrop before that. Those are your first two calls. I think we both agree. Those guys both say no. So where do you go from there?
Or you can't afford them.
Or you can't afford them.
Right.
Which it sounded like Mike Holder made it sound like money would be no object, which is surprising. But I like to live life a little dangerously. I like to roll the dice. People may think I'm crazy, but I'm joining the Bring Doug Home movement.
You've been on that for a while.
I have. Stillwater is a different type of place.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of good coaches come from mid-majors, come from all over the country that have not won there. There's been two real success stories in Stillwater, Eddie Sutton and Coach Iba. Mm-hmm. Two generations. This guy, Doug Gottlieb, played for Coach Sutton and by extension is of the Iba coaching tree. Now, people can say he has no experience. There's already a precedent set in the Big 12 at a program very similar to OSU and Iowa State in Fred Hoiberg. Fred Hoiberg never coached a day in his life. He spent a few years in the front office of an NBA team, but that in no way, shape, or form prepares you to coach kids in Ames, Iowa. There's already a precedent set with that. And two, and lastly, every successful head coach at Oklahoma State has been an OSU guy. Mike Gundy, John Smith, Josh Holliday. There's a reason for that. There's a reason why certain guys don't succeed in Stillwater because they don't understand the culture. Doug does. Is he a risk? Absolutely. He has the lowest floor of any coach, but I think he has the highest ceiling by far. He would get in kids' rooms and recruit them. He would be unbelievable, I think.
That is a heck of a gamble. And I think he would crush the press conference. I think he could recruit, no doubt about it. I think he'd do both those things. As far as a head coach, I don't have any idea. I'm not anti-Doug for sure. I think that is a viable option. But I like this guy a lot. I like Brad Underwood, the head coach at Stephen F. Austin. I don't care where you're coaching, in what league you're coaching in. If in 3 years your conference record is 53-1, guy can coach. And if you watch him in the NCAA tournament, his teams guard the heck out of you. They play poised. They ran good offense. They played really hard. And when they talked to him on the broadcast, said, "How have you been so successful at Stephen F. Austin?" He just said, very simply, "I like to win." Works his tail off. I loved the way they play. I think he would absolutely win. And Mike Holder also said in the interview, fit and style matter. Defense, smart offense, that works in Stillwater. I think it would absolutely work for Brad Underwood.
He's about to be the hottest commodity in all of college basketball, and it is a good fit. I do have concern. Look, no hire is a sure thing. Brad Underwood, as great as his resume is, it's very hard to ignore. There's no reason to believe that he could absolutely succeed in Stillwater because he took over the best team in that conference, the best program in that conference. I'm not saying he wouldn't be a success. He's a great candidate. If OSU hired him tomorrow, I'd say it'd be a great hire. I just feel like the ceiling is higher with Doug.
It's pretty good stuff. For Carson, I'm Brian. It's Crashing the Boards.